Team Podcast.
on my level?
We love sports just like you.
Welcome to the Team Podcast, episode 046. My name is Nash, host of the Team Podcast. And with me, I got Wells of the Horseplay Podcast.
Ooh. What's up?
You opened another one for that, eh?
Well, yeah, I did.
Yeah. And on the ones and twos, we got the great DJ Smythe.
Not a DJ.
And surprisingly, we got with us, who just happened to drop by the Park Daily offices, is Casey J. Ford.
Don't forget the J.
What up? What up, guys?
I do appreciate that Casey, as a guest appearer, has his own catchphrase.
Yeah.
It is probably my favorite thing about having Casey on the show.
Speaking of catchphrases, I heard that you kind of stole one.
I saw him?
Yeah, that's the word on the street.
Not a DJ?
No, opening up the
sometimes I
can?
copy well. So, why can't I take his thing once in a while?
Because it's his thing.
Yeah.
Does he say he's not a DJ?
No, he doesn't.
Thank you.
I'm with them on this one, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he just... Oh, and the pouring. Anyway, what is up, guys? What is up?
Full disclosure, we're watching the Toronto Golden State game while we are doing this podcast.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Very special occasion.
Are we officially supporters of the Toronto Raptors, guys?
What? Was there any doubt?
I want them to do well. I wouldn't say I'm not a quote-unquote fan, but I want them to do well. Well, define a fan. This is my thing about this.
Okay.
What is a fan?
When the playoffs happen and
Who do you
people are
cheer
like,
for?
we're going to go watch the game.
I'll go watch, yeah.
Yeah, you go watch. And you wear whatever Raptors hat you have.
But I also watch other teams, though.
You roll out in your Oliver Miller jersey.
I wish I actually had an Oliver jersey.
I wish I did too.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Do you watch the Raptors when they're not good?
Probably not.
Then you are,
Not a
to
fan.
me, you're like how I'm a Blue Jays fan. Like, I watched the Blue Jays when they were...
In the
When
playoffs.
Batista did the bat flip, I was the biggest fan in the world.
Last year,
I haven't watched the game since.
Ghost.
And I'm that for the Jays, even though I support them, I'm a bandwagon fan. So that's
So to be
nothing wrong with you,
to be a fan in your definition, if you're watching them when they're bad, that's a fan.
Yeah, you stomach through the bad times and you're there for the good times.
Then I'm not a Raptors fan. I'm not a Raptors. I am a Montreal Canadiens fan, but I'm not a Montreal.
I'm not a Raptors fan.
You're not a Raptors fan, Smith?
You're not a Raptors fan.
No, I'm not. I'm not because I won't watch it for the bad.
So hold on, when I open this drink right now, am I technically copying Wells?
No,
It's like the
because
introduction.
what you just did is you brought it right to the mic to open it. So you are copying Wells. You could have put it on the table and opened it there. So you are copying Wells in that sense.
Highest form of flattery is imitation.
Is it?
that is what they say.
All right.
Is that how you feel, Wells?
I'm not flattered.
I don't even like the guy.
And that's that. Anything you guys got up to this week? Anything exciting, fun? Nothing? Work.
Take your phone off.
Take your phone off the
Jesus.
table. Jeez, man. So unprofessional.
It's winter
Sorry,
tire
rookie move,
season. I
rookie
think
move.
it's time. That's my only thing I got right
What's
now.
that?
Winter tire season. I think it's time to put them on. That's it.
You know,
As a new
nothing
driver-
captivates a podcast more than talking
Yeah,
about winter
that's
tires.
it, man.
As a new driver, you probably should get them.
Yeah.
As a seasoned driver, I don't feel I need them because I just go around.
Season.
I go around all year with my just all
Listen,
seasons.
don't listen to Nash here. Okay, winter tires are the truth.
Well, I can
I've been
drive.
driving with them. I could drive too. I've been driving with them for a long time. For all four of my cars in my life.
You also have
Never
rear wheel
going
drive
back.
though. You also have rear wheel
Even
drive.
when I had my Ford Escort, I think I had winter tires on that.
I don't.
But on a Mazda, I did for sure.
yeah.
Right? They make a difference.
Yeah.
I know there are people out there who think it's a scam, but yo, it ain't.
Ain't a scam when you're in a ditch on the side of the 401.
Preach.
All right. You guys got any recommends or warrants? Wells?
Just negativity this week for me.
Negativity?
Warren.
All right, go.
My warn is don't play Fortnite with Smythe.
So you guys were hyping this in the group chat.
Yeah,
Saying you're going to play. This was yesterday, right?
Yeah. Smythe's always trying to preach, hang out with people online and play games. I'm all for it because, I'm down for playing online. So I hadn't played with Smythe yet, and I'm not going to again.
And this is Fortnite. This is just Fortnite.
I felt like I was wearing a backpack carrying this guy around yesterday while we were playing. Like everywhere I go, it shows on my screen. Oh, chocolate brown, dead, shot, sniped. Like,
hold on. Your avatar's name Chocolate Brown? I can't even say it. Your avatar's name Chocolate Brown?
Chocolate.
Makes it even better.
Not Charlie Brown, Chocolate Brown. It's actually really great. First of all, I was testing Wells to see how good he was.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
He's pretty good. Secondly,
well, anyone compared to you is pretty good.
we were playing a different mode where instead of you having just one life, you can just respawn over and over again.
And you
run into
kept
the sun,
dying,
and you
kept
keep
dying.
like shooting people. It wasn't fun at all. And there were 2 kills that Wells had that I did not participate in. I will admit that.
Yeah,
but I didn't.
stood there with your jaw open, like, wow, you can do that.
Wells was like, "There's a guy over there," and he ran and shot him. And he was like, "Thanks for the help." And I was like, "You just said he was there and you killed him. What are we gonna do?" We'll play again, and I will show him how great I am at surviving in Fortnite.
That's surviving. I survive every day of my life on the streets here in Toronto. Surviving on an online game is not. You gotta go out and try and do stuff.
The mean streets of Toronto.
Well, like, if you play a video game, like, you're not out there trying to survive. You're out there trying to do stuff, get stuff done. I'm out there, with my lunch pail and my hard hat, like, trying to get us points, and you're just like, hey, man, thanks. Like,
Management.
His name is Chocolate Brown, guy. What did you expect?
So your warning for this week is don't play Fortnite with Smythe.
yeah, don't play Fortnite with Smythe. Maybe, like, we played Red Dead 2, and he was, like, getting killed by some guy all the time, too. So I'm just starting to think he's not that good at games online.
Wow.
Maybe a certain game you're not good at.
You know what?
What would you say you excel at online? Like sports games? That's your bread and butter, or do you?
All games. I like playing video games.
Well, apparently not. But
yeah. Well, I have a recommend.
was well done. You done?
Recommend what? Play Fortnite with Wells?
Yeah. No, my recommend is play Red Dead with Wells. Actually,
There you go.
we had a great time yesterday. It was fun. Red Dead Online is probably going to be the experience in the next 5 years for online gaming. And I'll just give you the reason why. The actual enjoyment is not so much in doing the missions or the fun stuff in the game. The actual fun in the game is when you can mess up someone else's good day. Because there's a little tag that says, other people can come and steal your bags or shoot your horse or whatever. And one time we were trying to do a mission and someone did it to us. And we actually had a good time like fighting them back or whatever. And then the time that we did it to them, they were mad at us for the next half an hour. And it was overall a great experience. So if you guys are on the fence about Red Dead Redemption, if you play video games at all, I strongly suggest you pick it up. And I suggest you get involved.
This is kind of fascinating because I remember you put in a group that you were kind of getting bored of Red Dead Redemption.
The story mode, for sure.
The story mode? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
this is cool because it's like you can play. It's like a whole different story mode online, and you can play it by yourself or you can play with other people. So I think that's a cool concept they have is to prolong the longevity of the game.
And this just came out a couple days ago. The online? Yeah, the
it's
online.
still rolling out. They're doing it in waves.
Yep.
I believe it's open to everyone tomorrow. But they open up in waves of when you purchase the game to now. Tomorrow's anyone who can play. So I recommend anyone who has it to go out and get it. And if they want to roll in our posse, by all means, join.
Are you playing Red Dead, Casey?
No, I'm selling my PS4.
Oh yeah, you sold to Corey. I forgot. Yeah, you
Corey
sold
will play,
my
though. Corey will play
PS4.
with us.
I haven't even turned the thing on. I actually turned it on just to format it and get it ready for Corey. But
All right.
What do you mean?
when it comes out for PC, maybe I'll look at it. But games like that, I don't tend to play all that often.
You had a PS4 and you didn't even turn it on?
Well, I played
It's a
it back in
PC
the
game.
day, right? But I've upgraded. Well, I shouldn't say upgraded. That I don't want to disrespect anyone here.
That's fine. You can say
I've always played a lot of PC games, and I kind of went back to it.
Yeah,
That's all.
I've heard it's if you're a PC player, it's tough to go to like a console.
Yeah. And Nash knows. We used to play a game called StarCraft back in the day.
Oh, we were killers on that.
I was going to university at the time, and I could honestly say I missed quite a few classes because of that game.
we were birds. We played up till like 3:00 in the morning with that game. You got any recommends, Warren Casey, this week? I know it's like a short notice, but
Yeah, since I didn't know I was going to be on, all I could say is that we were talking about it earlier with the media. My warn is the media. Don't listen to everything especially sports media has to say. I find they make up a lot of stuff when there's nothing to talk about.
Sports media, the infamous anonymous sources. My sources tell me this. My sources tell me that.
It's frustrating, and it's you could just tell they're making it, just pulling something out. I don't know if I could say that word, but
well, you don't know who they're talking to, right? That's the whole thing. You don't know who they're talking to.
I don't think they're talking to anyone. I think that it's a slow news day, and they're just making stuff up, right? And it's sad.
My funny thing is when they actually make this a news story where they go, oh, Kyrie Irving liked on Hoops highlights where LeBron dunked on somebody, and that they'll go on a segment about that.
Well, you know what really made me think about it was Kyrie Irving when he lost the game against, I can't remember which team, and he said F Thanksgiving.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And you could tell at the time someone said Happy Thanksgiving, and he was just mad because they lost the game bad against, I think, a pretty bad team.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it was the Hawks.
That's what he was talking about. He wasn't talking about the culture of Thanksgiving in the United States of America, but that's how the media made it out to be.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what made me say...
Kyrie Irving's native, right?
Half.
He's half native. And I understand that as well, but at the same time...
They took it out of context.
They took it out of context. The guy even who broke the story on Twitter...
Casey's rolling his eyes for us.
Right? He even acknowledged after the fact that, he didn't mean it in that way. He was just saying it out of anger because they just lost the game they should not have lost.
But don't let truth get away into a good story, though. Don't let truth get in the way.
I truly think he probably doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving.
You know that for a fact? See, now you're making things up.
No, but the background, the actual background is him and his sister just were at a ceremony where they got their native names.
I understand,
So
but you know he doesn't celebrate
Thanksgiving.
But do you know he doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving?
I'm saying based on those actions, he probably is not a fan of the holiday, which would probably...
So Smythe
but the point is the guy heard...
You just made that up.
He heard two words out of anger right after the game was lost, right? And he wanted to make a name for himself on Twitter.
Yeah,
right?
That's how it does.
But that was the story.
And that was the story, and it just made me say, the media is just... They're pathetic.
Yeah,
that's the word I want to use. They're pathetic.
It was a reach, but it was a reach based on what he was doing.
It was to get his name out in the Twitterverse, or whatever the hell it's called. Pack of losers.
that is what news is.
Anything for a click, right?
Anything for a click. Any recommends? Any recommends, Casey? Or no?
Castlevania on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I just finished watching that. It's pretty good. Really good. The animation
Season 2 on Castlevania on Netflix.
Yeah, the animation in that is really, really good. Plus, it's a pretty good storyline too.
Yeah,
Castlevania is a huge thing. How many games are that? Something like 30-something games throughout time.
I don't even remember, but
it's crazy. Since the 80s.
Remember the one on Nintendo?
Yeah.
That's it.
They've had some. I think it's even more than that. But anyway,
it's like Mega Man. There's 20 of those, right?
Yeah. My recommend warned. I'll do again another recommend warned. Creed 2. The second half of Creed 2 is really, really good. First half is kind of slow. The boxing in it is not as good. You definitely see that you're missing Coogler, right? Coogler is the guy who did the first one, was?
Yes.
Yeah.
The director, you mean?
Yeah. You definitely, when you're watching, you're like, yeah, Coogler is not directing this, and you know it. The whole movie is basically how sexy Michael B. Jordan is, and it's clearly blatant in the movie. It's still a good movie. I don't know if it's worth going to. What? It's the whole movie is look at Michael B. Jordan and look how sexy he is.
Well,
he is. He's a sexy man.
The first one was not the same.
No, this is you'll have to watch it to understand what I'm talking about, and it's clearly there because the person I watched with turned to me like, you know how much you're showing Michael B. Jordan's chest? I'm like, yes, I've noticed that too.
Well, I mean, his shirt's off.
Hold on,
He's a
boxer. Why is that wrong though?
I'm not saying it's wrong because if it was a woman, they'd do the exact same thing. I'm not saying it's wrong. Yeah, I'm just saying no. And Wells, you have to watch it to understand what I'm like. It literally is in your face. how much? It's literally in your face.
Yeah,
it's Michael B. Jordan. Look how sexy I am. Type thing.
Do you think the producers made it that way, or he
was
probably.
He
was like, yo, I'm on a roll right now. Show me without my shirt, because that's how I do now. That's how I act.
Don't you think Michael B. Jordan put on some extra Vaseline when he went out there?
Probably.
He was backstage at WWE Raw for a couple weeks just to understand how it works. Like, how do I oil myself up to look like a wrestler?
Well, to be frank though, after Black Panther, he was the talk of that whole movie.
Oh, I'm not even disputing that he's not a sexy man. He is a sexy man.
Talk of that whole movie, but he was a focal point.
How his performance in that movie was probably the most talked about thing about that movie.
Probably.
He has made some incredible movies. I recommend people watch
Fruitvale
Station.
Again, another one with Krugler.
That's a good one. But I agree with you, Smythe, that Black Panther may have put him mainstream.
Yeah. He says it. He's like, right. Black Panther put him in another stratosphere.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you guys watch The Wire?
Oh yeah.
No. I'm not disagreeing with you, right?
Yeah, but yeah, it's put him in another stratosphere.
The Wire is old, you know. I mean, it's an old show now. Yeah,
it's fascinating.
Wallace.
What's the trainer in Creed? He's also in this movie again. The trainer in Creed played Ivan Barksdale in The Wire.
Oh, his name is Wood Harris.
Yeah, Wood Harris, and they're both in The Wire, so they both share scenes. Yeah. So they're both. That was fascinating too. So yeah, I recommend Warren. It's not a bad movie
Per se.
The boxing is really bad. It's the boxing compared to the first one, really bad. But anyway,
I wish you go Tessa Thompson.
Man, I wanted more. Like I wanted more of Tessa Thompson. And another thing about Creed 2 is if you don't like Max Kellerman, don't watch this movie.
What? He's in it?
My God, he's voicing over everything.
My God, is he in it?
You don't see his. You hear his voice through the entire movie.
That sounds so exciting.
Oh my goodness! In Creed 1, he was only in the last boxing match, I think, but his voice is throughout the entire movie. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway,
how was Stallone?
It's good. There's an arc in there it's pretty good. It's pretty.
He said that's the last time he's suiting up as Rocky Balboa.
I hope so. Yeah, there was a yeah. If it is, then it ended quite nicely.
Isn't he a producer on those movies?
Yes, because it's his. I think it's his property. So
yeah, he created Rocky. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like what he did with Creed. One, I haven't seen the second one yet, but.
Michael B. Jordan said this is not going to be the last one. Like he says, he wants to go up to like 6.
Yeah,
if he can.
Of course.
I was listening to him on Bill Simmons' podcast.
You need a franchise.
So
you need a paycheck, a steady paycheck over and over.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with that.
That kid is gonna. I don't even know how old he is, but he's
30.
He has an HBO show too.
He does
something about burning books.
Oh, okay.
Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah, yeah. So.
I think it was just a movie, like a one.
Well, was it? Okay, I thought it was a series, but either which way, he's doing well. Yeah, I like to see.
I hope he gets more roles that are
serious
non
sports.
No, not non-sports, but like more. Ooh, how do I take
I know what he wants to say.
He plays a lawyer in his next movie.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like more like generic, not generic.
It's
like
him in
everyday guy role.
Yeah.
Everyday guy role.
Will Smith movies?
No, Will Smith
does
what?
Well, he hasn't really done an everyday guy role, right? Like, okay, in Fruitvale, he played like
inner school guy. Yeah.
In Black Panther,
inner city.
It's funny watching him try to tiptoe around.
I even said, hey guys, let me tiptoe around.
It would be good to see him in a role that could be played by either a white person or a black person.
You have a pass.
I know what you're
saying. You can say whatever you feel like in here.
I don't have a pass. I'm just trying to say this as PC as possible. You guys know what I meant. I was trying to. Like,
as soon as I was there, I was started laughing. That was good.
Yeah, his next movie is with Brie Larson. He plays some lawyer. I can't remember the title of that one is. But anyway, that's his next movie.
He's a black activist lawyer. I'm just kidding.
Don't send me hate mail.
I think that's actually what it is.
He plays Johnny Crockett.
Alrighty, guys. You guys want to get into some sports?
Some sports.
Casey, you can start sipping your wine for this segment.
There you go.
So let's review week 12. So we were all together. This week wasn't all that great.
No, you know what? Nothing exciting happened this week. Really, it was like kind of like last week. Are we in the stretch of the season where
this is like the middle part where like there's still teams on buys. We didn't have as many games on Sunday because we had 3 on Thursday.
No more buys this week. No more buys going forward.
Next week, everyone's playing.
Yeah, everyone's playing. No more buys.
Right?
Yeah, we're all together for the Thanksgiving game. Yeah.
Well, we already talked about those.
Yeah,
we were
kind of.
recording.
The only one question I would ask you guys is: should the NFL mix up those Thanksgiving games?
No. Tradition is tradition.
Do you like tradition?
You gotta keep a few of them. Like the Lions play on Thanksgiving.
Well, it's only 2. It's only the Lions and the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Should they be playing every Thanksgiving game?
Yeah.
Or would you like to see some showcases?
No.
Wouldn't it have been amazing if you saw that KC and Kansas City game on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, see,
The
okay,
Rams
I get what you're
KC.
saying. Maybe like kind of make Thanksgiving like what the NBA does with Christmas.
Yes,
and they
yes.
put, like, all the
That's what I'm
marquee
thinking, yeah.
matchups. I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Is it
because how many
marquee
times do we see
matchups,
the
though?
Lions lose on Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if the Lions have been bad from forever, and they're always on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
This is a day where everyone's paying attention to the league, other than the Super Bowl. So you should probably
It's the only sport
mix it
that's
up.
playing that day.
Yeah, mix it. Like the NBA has Thanksgiving,
the thing
No, they
about
have Christmas.
Christmas, excuse me, and NHL.
NHL has Martin Luther King Day.
NHL has New Year's Day. I'll let that breathe for a second.
Yo, you just lost your card?
No, but they play on the January. Like,
Yeah,
they do.
They do play in the daytime. I'm not lying.
so
No, but the NBA does that.
does
And
too.
NBA does that.
the
Sorry,
thing-
you were saying.
so the one thing the NFL has that other leagues don't have is you have fans for every single team in the NFL. And the reason why is because there's different.
No other league has that. No other league has that.
No. Like,
Points,
no. The NFL is like diehard Browns fans. They're diehard Lions fans, good or bad.
No
they
other
can
league
be
has
10
that.
and 6. They can be 1 and 15. That stadium's full of players,
I
and it's
agree.
full of players because they have things like this. Where
Full
no
of
matter
fans.
what happens, full of fans because no matter what happens on Thanksgiving, the Lions are going to play.
But
That's
then
the
you're
reason
proving
they
my
get behind
point.
your team.
But then you're proving my point then.
That they shouldn't play.
No, because you're saying if every team has this, then why not mix it up?
Well, because the Lions have nothing to cheer for this year. They're not a good team. But on Thanksgiving, they're front and center on national TV. That's a huge reason to support them. And all the teams have something.
So you're only catering to one market, you're saying?
No, you're just catering. They're playing on that day. So that's
I
a reason to cheer
understand,
for
but
those
what you
guys.
said is they're fans and they're diehard fans, so you're only catering to the Detroit Lions.
No,
Yes, you are.
because the Dallas Cowboys also play. All I'm saying.
So
is
you're
that
only catering to two markets.
even if they have a terrible season, they're going to play on that holiday, and that's reason to get behind your
But
team.
that's
on
also
that holiday.
that's also like a detriment to the league
Yeah, exactly.
because I know the Lions aren't that good and they haven't been that good for a long
so
time.
why am I going to watch them?
So why are they designated as the 12:30 game every Thanksgiving?
Did we not watch them? Even though we know
Look,
this.
we watch them because it's more of an event,
That's
right?
it.
Where we
Well,
go out and watch it. Hey,
And there
Max
you go.
Holloway.
They're going to get one national TV game no matter what, even if they're terrible, because they always play on Thanksgiving. It's just one of those things. I think tradition is good and it helps leagues grow, and I think it's a good thing to
But
keep going.
It doesn't help the leagues grow, so you're just having two teams. Anyway, go on, sorry.
The league, like that league, doesn't need to
Yeah.
grow. But when we were off air, we were talking about how how we get people together to watch the Super Bowl because example Casey doesn't really watch NFL, but he'll get together on the Super Bowl with everyone to watch it.
Never misses one.
So let's say on Thanksgiving there's 3 marquee matchups, right?
Yeah.
Now it's hard to predict because it's the 12th
Yeah.
week of the season,
That
so you
is
don't know who's
also-
going to be good, who's going to be bad.
Also true.
When the schedule came out for the Rams versus the Chiefs on that Monday night, no one knew they were going to be that good.
No.
Like we knew they were good
They're gonna be good,
teams,
but yeah.
we didn't know it was going to be that good.
Right.
So what I'm like, and when the NBA does their schedule on Christmas, it's like, okay, who are we going to have play each other? We're going to have like rivals. We're going to have teams like
Big markets. And LeBron James. And
Every
LeBron
year it's
James.
like Golden State versus Cleveland or whatever because it's LeBron versus Golden State. Like obviously it's going to happen. So
Is
why
that,
does-
wait, hang on. Is that this year too? Do they have that this year?
No.
No, isn't Cleveland on the Christmas schedule?
I don't think so.
I think they are.
But the Knicks are.
I'll
Knicks
check
play
it.
Yeah,
every,
because the Knicks play Philly.
The
Boston
Knicks play
plays-
every Christmas, and they always play in the division every Christmas, and they never play the Raptors.
Well, because they're a big market.
Okay. Well, the Knicks are trash.
I agree, 100%.
The Dallas Cowboys, even if they're trash, they're a big market.
That's what I'm saying. So you have like New England play, Dallas play, like one of the New York teams play, Philly. You know what I mean? Like you have, like make it so it's like people get together on those days and see like big markets. But I mean, like Detroit's not a big market. Like okay, sure, we had New Orleans and Atlanta play at night, but like that's not
Yeah, that was
the
okay
most
game.
marquee matchup.
Cleveland is not on the Christmas Day schedule.
Why
Can
would
you-
they be, man? There's nothing marketable.
No, I thought they made it
almost-
before, but
Can
anyway.
you almost argue the best game of that Christmas schedule is Detroit and Chicago?
Is that a game?
No, on Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving,
Sorry.
What's the
Thanksgiving.
best game? Yeah, maybe.
Probably. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I would like to switch it up. They're probably not going to because
No.
Jerry Jones is definitely going to have a say in
But
that.
I believe
But-
Dallas would be on that day no
Yeah.
matter what anyway because they're one of the bigger teams in,
Yeah.
in North America, right?
Yeah.
And he's actually the one who started that Thanksgiving thing. But anyway. So Tom Brady got the most passing yards of all time last Sunday.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, that's Drew Brees.
No, of all time, including playoffs.
Oh,
including
not
playoffs.
just regular season.
Yeah, not just regular season. Sorry.
Well, that's the guy's in the playoffs every year.
Exactly.
Hey,
I'm just saying it was a milestone. It was a milestone.
did they stop the game for him?
Remember when they did that?
That was the worst.
So,
That was the worst.
And he did it at the right time too, like right at the end of the second quarter.
Yeah. What else happened? The Panthers hurt Wells' feelings.
They always do, man. They always screw me one way or another.
I think this is the first time because he does it maybe once a year where he'll pick them and they'll lose. And that should have been a sign.
Once a year. How about once a month?
Yeah. And that should have been a sign to me to get off the but
to leave the
Hey,
train.
man, my picks weren't that bad.
No, they weren't.
Because at one point, like, all of them were winning.
No, they weren't.
Like, the Giants were winning that whole game.
Yeah, man, your picks weren't that bad at all. Where'd you go last week?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay.
But I'm saying...
No, they weren't. They weren't bad picks,
Obviously,
yeah.
you play the whole game, right? But, like, the Giants were winning that whole game. They should have won that game, but they let up. And like, the Panthers were winning that whole game, too.
And they let up too.
Yeah,
They did let up because they
All the
suck.
teams you picked let up.
What are you, like some genius now because you went 5-0 once?
Whoa, guys, let's not talk about it yet. Let's wait until it's time, okay?
Another thing about last week was Hugh Jackson.
Oh my god.
Because he went to the Cincinnati Bengals
That
to play
was-
special. I don't even know what his title is.
He's
just
basically
money.
assistant coach.
Yeah,
just
I don't even think he's getting paid.
He has to be getting paid.
Yeah,
He
they're
can't
giving
just
him-
sit there.
I heard someone say he's not even getting paid. But anyway,
Under the
whatever.
table money.
That's regardless. So at the end of the game, they lost. So the Browns beat the Cincinnati Bengals 35-20.
Yeah.
And so the whole controversy was that Hugh Jackson, ex-coach of the Browns, went over to Baker Mayfield, and it was kind of like a kind of awkward handshake. He reached in for the hug and didn't want to do it. And then I asked Baker Mayfield what was up with that, and he was mad that Hugh Jackson went over to the Cincinnati Bengals to coach when he was just in there, basically implying that there are rivals. Why would you go over there? I think it was just Baker Mayfield expressing, I didn't like the guy, and that's just that. But everyone just took it far. I don't know what you thought about that, Smythe.
Remember when we said when Cleveland won that first game that Baker Mayfield is now the king of Cleveland? Within the next,
Doesn't take much to be the king of Cleveland.
within the next 5
well, now
weeks,
LeBron's gone.
within the next couple of weeks, that coach is fired because Baker Mayfield didn't like him. And now, when asked about him, he kicks him while he's down.
Do you really think that he was fired because Baker Mayfield doesn't like him, or because his combined record was 3-37?
Something like that.
They didn't fire him before Baker Mayfield. That's all I'm saying. But all I'm saying is that Baker Mayfield just kicks the man while he's down. There's I don't know what it is in there, but there's got to be some serious mistrust. Remember, this is the guy that didn't start him over Tyrod Taylor to start
and I
the
think
season.
that is where the salt comes from.
Yes.
It's nothing to do with him going to a division rival
No.
and finding another job right away. First off, Hugh Jackson, this is his third time with the Cincinnati Bengals, right? So
Yep.
it was kind of like, hey, man, you want to come back here and stink it up for
Yeah.
us because, that's fine.
We're losing.
Yeah, so...
We're losing, and I'm gonna get fired over here too. So come on over, because I'm gonna get fired too.
Or we can blame this on you.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. If you get fired again, no problem. No, I think that was right though. Is what you were saying is I think Tyrod Taylor started over him, and that was probably Hugh Jackson's decision. And so Baker Mayfield was definitely salty about that, and I don't blame him for being salty about it.
Because look at him now.
Yeah. Well, I mean they're 4-6, but
They were 0-1.
he's won all their games.
Yeah, exactly.
And my favorite part of that game, though, was when one of the defensive backs got an interception and caught it right in front of Hugh Jackson.
And he signed
handed
no-
the
yeah.
ball to him.
You noticed he was there and handed the ball to him.
And Hugh Jackson took the ball and patted him on the head like, thanks, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, this is for you.
Yeah, that's real dramatic, man. That's a lot of drama. I will say we're talking more about the Cleveland Browns than we ever have.
Hey,
Positive.
not to pat myself on the back.
did
but
call it.
I said they would be...
In the
they
playoffs.
would- I didn't say they'd be in the playoffs. I said they would make some noise this year.
And you're right.
And gearing into the right direction. And
Yeah.
they have been. They
Yeah.
have the pieces. They have better pieces now.
I'll wait to see. Because it is Cleveland Browns. This is one.
First of all,
Yeah.
They've won 4 games.
Yeah, if they finish 4-12, this is a great success.
Yeah, and they have signs now, their best move of the year may have been, besides firing Hugh Jackson, was trading Carlos Hyde to the Jags to let Nick Chubb
Yep.
become the stud running back that he is right now.
Yep.
And I think they have Baker Mayfield and him, for the next how many years?
Foreseeable future.
Yeah, that's a good tandem to have back there.
And I think players will want to go and be a part of that.
Yeah.
Because we
Plus
know
they have
Baker
Miles
Mayfield
Garrett,
can
Jabril
sling the ball.
Peppers.
That's
Like
it.
they have depth.
But I
They're
think they'll
getting
get
better. I guarantee you, they will finish ahead of the Bengals this year.
Oh, that's a good call.
They might. Because
They're
what's
only
his
one
name?
game. Well,
Yeah.
What's his name? What's his name's out for the rest of the year? Quarterback Andy Dalton with a thumb. Yeah, he's out with a thumb.
Thumb injury.
Thumb injury.
He's out with a thumb.
He's got two of them.
He's out with a thumb, just hitchhiking on the side of the road.
And you called it. I thought the Bengals were going to win because I thought the Bengals were a good team.
Yeah, well,
and
everyone thinks they're
and they were. They were half the season. They were good. And you kept on saying, "Wells, wait, just wait."
And man, this is my division, man. I'm a Steelers fan. I've seen how things go, and that team is like, I'd hate to be a fan of the Bengals. At least the Browns, like when they suck, you know they suck. But when the Bengals, they try to be good, and they're never good.
Wow.
Well, anything else happened that week that stuck out to you guys? Colts keep winning.
Yeah, I mean that was a dicey one. Like they were down by 10 in the fourth quarter, and they came back. Andrew Luck 8 straight games of 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Now,
beating Miami.
are we just going to say Andrew Luck is back, or are we going to say he's playing out of his mind?
He is back, and he's probably playing the best football of his career.
Yeah. Now, he went to the NFC Championship, or AFC Championship game once, and was deflated. I feel like he was this good back then.
Yeah.
Do you think...
He's always been this good.
Now, they're not winning this division, but there is a wild card.
They could get the wild
in
card.
there. If they get in, are they a problem? Or do you think Angela plays well and they just lose and they're done?
But they're on the right end of the season to get hot.
Yep.
Because, like, I seen it one year with Green Bay where they came in as a 6th seed in the NFC, and they won the Super Bowl against the Steelers that year.
Yep.
And they got hot at the right time.
Yeah. Right
now, Indy is the hottest team. Well, I mean, Houston's won 8 in a row.
Yeah, they're not as hot as them.
But Houston hasn't beat like all these, and Indy hasn't even beat these 3 teams. But like they're winning, right? They're winning the games.
You gotta respect that.
And it seems like, and I said this last week, I think, with Luck finally shaking off all the rust, Frank Wright's systems implemented, working out, like they're rolling on every end. I don't know, man. Like it's tough because they beat Miami, but they shouldn't have won that game.
No.
But they won.
They won.
Yes.
But they should have won the game.
That was a field goal, right? It was a field goal they won?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they won a field goal. Adam Vinatieri, the 72-year-old.
I think there was 2 games that week that it was like by a field goal. Speaking of the Steelers, they lost to the Broncos. You know what's fascinating? And I never thought about this because everyone just automatically just thinks they're going to be the Steelers are good. Steelers are good. Both Green Bay and the Steelers, when they played in the Super Bowl, so they lost to Green Bay that Super Bowl. That was the last time the Steelers were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Along with Green Bay. When was that? 2009?
2010 or 11.
Yeah,
2000. Which is it's a little fascinating. They're a bit of underachievers in that sense.
We talk about Aaron Rodgers being a great quarterback. Like Aaron Rodgers been to 2 Super Bowls? One.
He's only been to 1.
I don't like,
Remember he's supposed to go that, and I think it was he beat the Bears to get that Super Bowl. Excuse me, that was the year he beat the Bears to get the Super Bowl.
So like, there's a lot of years in between that, and I'm not saying it's easy to get to the Super Bowl. There's only one team that is a mainstay in the Super Bowl, and that's the Patriots. Mm-hmm. Everybody else, when they get there, they've had a great string of luck. The Super Bowl is a great string of luck.
They need luck,
right? It's rare for even the first seed to make the Super Bowl, and the fact that is true in the NFL, it means that it's less about how good your team is overall, and it's how good you are when the time comes, which is why a hot team can beat anyone and get there. So we can't really say anything like that. But like in the Steelers sense, in the Green Bay sense, it's just like I don't know if they have in the weeks 15, 16, 17, if they're ever hot enough to make that run.
This was going to happen to Steelers, and I guarantee it's going to happen. They're going to lose in the playoffs.
Thanks.
They're going to lose to somebody.
Yeah.
And they're going to say they should have got Le'Veon Bell back. And they should have got Le'Veon Bell back.
I don't think so.
No. Because this is what everyone's saying, that Connor's fit in and he's fine. He's fine as a running back, not as a playmaker. He is not the same guy as Le'Veon Bell.
No.
Definitely not.
But when they had Bell, they still lost and they get the Super Bowl. So
That is true.
Can't really...
That is true.
Yeah. They
That is
never
true.
went to Super Bowl, Le'Veon Bell.
That is true. But Le'Veon Bell would be really good on this team. He would
Yeah.
be. He would be really good on this
He'd
team.
be great.
For the last Super Bowl that they were in, do you know who the running back was? Can you name it on top of your head?
No.
So does it like? And they didn't have Antonio Brown. Oh, they did.
Was it the bus?
No.
No,
For
no.
sure. Mendenhall.
The bus was the last time they won.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it wasn't.
Last time
It
they
was
didn't
Rashard
have bus.
Mendenhall as well.
Oh, it was?
When they beat the Cardinals in 2009.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a good call.
All right.
I'm just saying, like they've won with James Conner, who's looked good at times, but then he's also the last 2 weeks since Le'Veon Bell said he wasn't coming back. He's kind of looked not as good.
Here's the thing: Denver's not a rollover.
No, they're
team.
not.
They're not.
And they're definitely not a
And they
rollover.
played all the heavy teams well.
Yeah.
Their schedule sucked.
And there's definitely
their schedule was
schedule's very
horrible.
hard, but the whole division schedule's the same, so it's not like they're playing easier teams.
But they played all the heavy hitters in the league. Every single one of
the
them.
whole division plays like you know what I mean. Like everyone's playing those teams, but especially if you're going to Denver, it's not an easy game. So the Steelers losing that game, A, I called it because I'm a genius, but B,
Get out of here, man.
it's not the worst thing in the world.
Smythe has one good week, and he thinks he's Nostradamus.
Predicting the future is what I did last week.
Green Bay loses to Minnesota, so that was basically Mike McCarthy's fired game, right? He can't come back next year.
Gone, man.
He can't come back next year. But the thing is, Aaron Rodgers is 36, isn't he?
So
What does he have left? I don't know. What does he have left?
dude, Drew Brees is 39.
I guess. Is he?
I mean, he's getting shut out right now, but you know.
I don't know. To me, it just seems a little, I don't know, too late. Again, they were last in the Super Bowl in 2010, 2009, whatever.
But they're not that good. They have Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know if they ever were. We just assumed because they have Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if they were ever that good.
No, they had a decent receiver core the last couple of years that they don't have this year.
But how far did they get with that decent receiving core?
Yeah, but like, you can't.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you
were
don't
they
have
that
the talent
good
pool.
or
Like,
not?
Yeah, well, the last couple of years they were playing teams that were much better than them, and then losing.
This team is not that good. I don't understand this
Yeah.
team. You're talking about the previous teams.
Well,
So, like,
last year's
were
team
they
wasn't that good.
were they ever that good? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Except for when they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
That's all I'm trying to say. Houston, another sneaky good team there. They won in a Monday
are
nighter.
they sneaky good?
No, I wouldn't say they're sneaky good. They're good.
83, that's not really
Before Deshaun Watson got hurt, he was
Because they're winning the division right now.
Yeah, and now they have a second receiver too. Here's my thing. At one time, you only had Hopkins, DeAndre Hopkins.
That's not true. Will Fuller was lighting it up.
Yeah, Will Fuller, I think, was a product of
Deshaun Watson
system.
and Will Fuller had a connection that was sometimes more elite than him and DeAndre Hopkins. And then Fuller got hurt.
right.
Bringing in Demaryius Thomas was a
Now,
very smart move.
I think Demaryius Thomas is more of the answer. I think when you have, because Thomas is a possession receiver, which I think they're more important than big play
What does that
guys.
even mean?
It means that he's a
You
volume.
say some things that I'm like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Possession receiver.
He's
Is that every receiver?
No. Like Adam Thielen, it's third down. You have 8 yards to go. You're gonna go to field and get that first down. He's not a 50-yard down the field kind of guy. Demaryius Thomas gives you very little over 40 yards. But what he gives you is 3rd and 6. You throw to
Okay,
him,
that's
he's
a
gonna
better
catch the
explanation.
ball and he's open. That's a possession receiver. He's good at keeping the ball in your hands.
I'm going to look that up. Possession receiver.
Hey, new term.
I like your explanation,
yeah.
but your term I disagree.
but
Anyway,
that's,
go on.
that's what
Anyways.
it is.
Coined a new term.
Yeah, well, that's anyway. But having one of those guys plus having a big playmaker is going to get you further in important games, and that's why I think they're winning 8 tight games, and B, why they're 8-3 right now. I think they have now that balance.
They might run the table and go 13-3.
It's crazy. Bortles benched.
God, man, this team.
This is a horrible.
And the
horrible
sorry, who am I trying to think about? Who they fire? Offensive coordinator. Yeah.
Hackett.
Yeah, they fired the offensive coordinator.
Leonard
couldn't-
Fournette
because
suspended.
he couldn't hack it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, good one.
Really good.
I didn't hear that 50 times
Can
today.
you put like a boo like voiceover on that? Because that was terrible, dude. That Fournette suspended.
We've asked this. Yeah, for that suspended. I think he's going to try and
No,
appeal
it's
that.
not. It's uphold.
Oh, it's uphold?
Yeah,
Which is kind of, he
he's
shouldn't have been suspended.
Yeah,
Anyway.
he should have. Why shouldn't he?
Didn't the other guy didn't get suspended?
But why should Fournette wasn't even on the field? He ran across the field.
Yeah, I
and
know.
went and pu-
That's automatic.
Yeah, that's like an automatic
No.
suspension, man. Like if he was on the field and did it,
That's-
okay, he has grounds to be like, hey, man, like
Maybe you shouldn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like he
If you're not on
he
the
came
field,
off
you're
the
done.
bench
Yeah, you
across
can't-
the field.
You can't do that. You can't come on the field and do anything in this league, basically.
in any league.
And we've asked this question so many times. Like, I don't understand what happened to that team. Everyone likes to say it was Blake Bortles' fault, but that doesn't explain the defense. That doesn't explain the
You're
defense.
right. Giving up 24 points
Yeah.
to the Buffalo Bills.
It was 28, but
Was it
28-24 they lost, I think.
24-21?
Damn it, that was wrong.
Somehow you went 5-0 last week. But you can't.
But you know what?
24-21.
Jacksonville's defense, when Josh Allen comes back and you have no idea what the hell he's going to do, it's probably hard to stop him because he's been gone for.
Man.
He ran for
It's
more yards
Josh
than he
Allen.
threw for.
Yeah. But it's like Josh Allen. Who's he throwing to? You can't name one receiver on that team.
No, you cannot. But isn't that a detriment? You can't really scout for these guys. Where's the talent?
Oh,
well, they
man,
have
you're in
none.
the NFL. You mean you can't scout for these guys? Like you have professional people
All I'm saying
scouting these teams.
Is they virtually lined up and they had no idea what was going to happen.
Dude, they
any
just
play.
don't care. They don't care
That's
anymore. They
true.
know they're done.
They don't care.
They've given up.
That's a
Teams
good
do
call.
this. They really do this, and like they've just pretty much said we're done. Like we're not.
Let's call it a year.
Yeah.
Anything else in the NFL, guys? You guys want to touch on, or that's pretty much it?
I mean, the Chargers lost Melvin Gordon. That's a big.
That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt, man.
man.
That I was like,
sad. Like this guy was like
Some
guys
guys got hurt, and I'm just
Let me
like,
tell you what
man,
happened.
yeah. I actually had to explain it to her. To be honest,
no, actually, I'm kind of with you. When
Yeah,
when you mean it's sad, like it's kind of like remember when Derrick Rose went down,
Yeah.
and he was hurt.
Yep.
You're like, this guy was supposed to be competing with Miami Heat. That's how it's sad. It's like now I don't get to see this. And the Chargers were surging, so now I don't get to see
The saddest
it.
part about this was on the play that it happened. They were
Yeah.
up by like 20.
Yeah, they're messing
he
around.
didn't
Yeah.
have to play.
And they messed around with like a flea flicker
Yeah.
play, and he got clocked on his knee. And like, why are you even doing these like trickery plays when you're up so big on the Arizona Cardinals well team? Like, it's almost like
Well, that's where you kind of try. I get it. That's where you kind of try these plays out on a lesser team. It's like, let me try this out. But he
You
got
know
hurt.
what?
with your star player.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I get it. You're right.
he just got hurt on the play. That's
yeah, it's karma. It's karma a little bit.
all. Yeah, I'm
I would
just
say it's
Just,
karma,
just win by 20.
but like you don't need to be doing these
Yeah.
like trick plays.
yeah because they won. The final score was 45-10.
Yeah, they were losing 10-0 and they put 45 on them unanswered.
Yeah. So, anything else, Smythe? You want to touch on that?
No.
NFL? No, that's it. All right. Let's move over to your power rankings, Smythe.
Oh my god.
There should be some shuffling here.
Is there?
A little bit.
Because there isn't really.
We had a tie last week.
That's translation for I did not prepare for this one.
I copied and pasted my last one.
Want to hear the funny part about this? Is like, do you change your top 3 teams based on what happened
Well,
last
the
week?
top 2 teams didn't play.
Right. So no, the second and third teams didn't play. The top team did play, and they won. But let's keep going. Like between the Texans and the Bears,
You can't.
at number 5, I still have the Texans and the Bears tied. If you had to pick one,
You literally
team,
copied and pasted from last week. You literally copied and
Right?
pasted from last
I
week.
virtually don't know who to pick between these two teams. They're both 8-3.
Texans.
Why?
Because they beat the Colts?
No, they didn't.
Sorry, what am I looking at? Sorry, they beat the Titans. Sorry, they beat the Titans.
Right. Okay.
No, sorry.
Now, who did the Bears beat last week?
Lions.
Lions.
Okay.
Are the Lions good?
Okay.
Without their quarterback?
Are the Lions good?
Are the Titans good? Without their quarterback?
The Titans are okay.
If right now the Texans played the Bears, who are you taking?
No. If Tennessee,
spread-
hang on, wait.
Where's the game?
Right. That spread would be 0.5.
Hang on, wait.
Based on where the game's being played. Would it be 3?
Wait. If the Tennessee Titans played the Lions, who would win?
Oh,
Where's the game?
that was good.
Neutral field.
That was good.
That's how you figure.
You know what? That was good. No, you know what?
Titans minus 2.5.
That was good logic. But
Copied and pasted from last week.
Texans and Bears, Chicago are 2.5 favorites, right? In Houston, they're 2.5 favorites the other way. That's as even as it gets. I don't know who's going to win. The records are the same. I can't
Whatever,
pick anyone else. But I do know.
Listen to this guy. Like he's like flustered with.
But the
this choice.
Chargers would beat both of those teams. I do know that.
Okay,
Without
well,
Melvin Gordon-
who's number 5 in your power rankings?
I told you, Texans and Bears are still tied.
Jesus.
Until I get a definitive winner, and I'm not
All right,
discounting the Chargers without Melvin
You know,
Gordon.
this makes easier work for me because all I have to do is copy and paste his power rankings from last week and post it.
Well, the Chargers
Yeah,
weren't in
just
last
actually
week. So.
screenshot what you posted last week and put it up on.
I think I am going to do that. I think I am going to do that.
The Chargers were in number 4 last week, but they're back in number 4.
Oh, shocking!
Right? Hey, I made a change. Now, I'm not counting them out without Melvin Gordon, but Melvin Gordon was a huge loss. Again, they have one more week of being in the rankings, and then they play, I want to say, 4 out of 5 very tough weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Who are they playing this week? I think this week it starts, actually.
It's a very tough game this week.
I think it starts this week. And
Yeah,
their
the Steelers.
schedule's
Keep going.
insane.
Open.
Their
Casey's
schedule's,
playing-
Play the Steelers.
their schedule's bonkers.
Oh, sorry, who are you talking about?
Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah, they're on the Thursday nighter?
No, it's the primetime game Sunday.
Oh, sorry, we're watching Thursday night. What am I talking about, dude? This is Thursday. Sorry, that's my bad. Yeah, they're playing. Yeah, the Chargers are playing. Anyway, continue.
Mailing it in today, Casey.
Steelers, Bengals, Chiefs, Ravens, Broncos to close the season out.
Yeah.
That is tough. So they may not be here next week, so I said I'll give them one more run in there. I got KC at number 3 still. They didn't play last week. The Rams number 2 still last week. And the Saints at number 1 because they won last week. That has to mean something. So there's my power rankings.
You
for
literally
this
just
week.
copy and pasted.
They're
He
not-
does
they're
have
not
notes
changed.
on his computer.
Because it's from last week, Casey.
Case in point. 2 of the 3
I
top
tried to help,
teams
dude. I
didn't
tried to
play.
help.
What do you want me to say? They can't fall for not playing, and they are 2 of the 3 best.
You know
teams
what
in
my
the league.
beef is? The tie at 5. That's my beef.
I know,
You could have
it's-
changed that.
I could have, but I can't decide.
I didn't want to. Anyway, whatever. That's fine.
Okay, so pick one. You can decide who you pick. You pick the Titans.
I would have picked Texans.
Texans. Who do you pick?
As the 5th?
Yeah.
Texans.
Texans too. I would take the Bears. I think the Bears would beat the Texans in the game.
All right,
But-
whatever.
The only valid point I would have for that is because Chase Daniel won the game for the Bears.
Thank you.
But I'm still taking the Texans. I'm just trying to give like pros and cons here.
Pros and cons. Well, my pros and cons are if Trubisky plays, they're a better team. A and
I
B,
agree.
they're the best defense in the league. And Deshaun Watson isn't a stud against good defenses. That's not his thing.
Is that proven?
Yes,
No, it's not.
many times,
No, it's not.
many times, many times.
Because Tennessee's pretty good defense,
No,
and
they're
he
not.
carved them up for 34. You're just saying that from you pulling that out of your hiney.
Anyway, those are my power rankings.
Yeah.
The Chargers probably won't be there next week, so happy trails to them for my power rankings.
Are you sure they're not going to be there? Are you
Yeah.
sure they're not going to be there next week?
They gotta win some tough games. And
All right.
they don't beat.
All right, let's make some picks here. So we'll start with you, Wells.
Well, let's start with what happened last week. Can we get into that?
Oh, sorry.
Just give him his moment. Just give it to him.
All right, so last week, Wells, you were 1-4. I was 2-3, and Smythe, you were 5-0.
I was 0-4 in the NFL and 1-for-1 in the CFL.
Thank God for the Stampeders.
Thank God for Calgary. No, whoa, that's
On the year,
let's stop.
So, yeah, stop.
Okay,
On the
yeah,
year,
okay.
Wells, you were 34-23. I am 36-24, and Smythe, you were 36-24. So me and you were tied for
What a
first.
comeback.
Mind you, last week you went 0-4,
I like
0-5.
I like to
Casey.
thank all my
2 weeks
fans.
ago.
No, it was last week. Wasn't it 2 weeks?
2 weeks ago.
I like to thank my fans for
You
believing
have
in me.
0 fans.
For believing in me after my rough week and making sure that I can overcome the odds here and bring myself back in the first place. So I'm very happy. And
Are you done?
yeah, Wells, you're back to where you were before in last
Yeah.
year when you finished. How do you feel about that, Wells?
I'm fine, man.
It's not serious. All right, so let's make some picks. Ravens at Falcons. What do you got for this one? Wells. Sorry, you got to bring this up.
This is a hard game.
I have the Ravens.
Falcons are minus 1.5. Excuse me.
I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
The Falcons stink.
Yeah.
Okay? The Ravens are doing well. I like Lamar Jackson a lot. I don't know if you guys have watched any of his games.
Nope.
Okay, good.
No, I'll fully admit it. I haven't. I thought the Ravens would be done. I thought the Ravens.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, we do a sports podcast, but no, I ain't watching any of his games, man. His rookie quarterback?
Hey, at least I'm not faking the
Dual
funk.
threat? Yeah,
At least
man,
I'm not
I ain't
faking the
watching
funk.
any of that crap.
At least I'm not faking the funk. I haven't seen him play yet. No, I have not.
Okay. So, anyways, I like the way he's playing. I think their defense is better than the Falcons. I mean, we saw who would you take in a game right now, Baltimore or Dallas? Neutral field.
Dallas.
Dallas. Okay.
Ravens.
Ravens, yeah. So
Yeah.
to put in perspective, Dallas went into Atlanta a couple weeks ago, held them under 20 in Atlanta. I think the Ravens are a very comparable team. That's why I made that comparison.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's sort of the same result. It'll be close. I don't know why the Falcons are favored.
I think it's a reflection of the people voting or people betting. I think it's more
Lamar
a
Jackson
reflection of
starting at quarterback. That's why it's the spread is so close.
Have you watched him play?
Yes, I have watched him play.
So you don't think he can beat?
I'm just saying
The
the backup
Falcons
quarterback is in, and that's why the spread is so close. I'm not saying anything about the game or anything else. I'm just saying that's why the spread is what it is.
Anyway, you got in this one.
Because the Bears have a backup quarterback in against the Giants, but they're favored on the road.
Yeah, but the Giants really suck, and Atlanta's not as
Do
bad
they?
as the Giants.
Do they?
Yeah, my first. So I'm taking Atlanta in this game. You have tape on Lamar Jackson now. You know what he's going to do.
That one game.
I
Two games.
do not think he's that dynamic.
They don't have to put any other quarterbacks, just Lamar Jackson now.
I'm just like, you're not gonna be surprised anymore. He reminds me a bit of what Josh Allen was doing in Buffalo, and I think the Atlanta Falcons will score more points than what Baltimore can put up. And I think
that's how you win games, right?
That's the truth.
Are you sure?
Hey, 5-0 last week. Eh?
Hang on, I'm googling it. I'm gonna Google this. Hang on, Wells. I'm gonna Google it.
5-0 last week. That's all I'm saying. And I do believe that Atlanta's going to get it done at home.
That's what he said.
They can put up more points than the other team. That's
no. I think that...
I'm Googling that. I'm not...
This is Smythe. On to you now.
I think Baltimore...
This is Smythe reporting from my attic.
I think Baltimore, 24 points. And then Atlanta score more than that.
I don't even want to look it up. I got the Ravens. Broncos at Bengals. Who do you got in this one, Smythe? It's
Broncos
tough,
at Bengals?
Broncos at Bengals.
Broncos.
Broncos are -5.
Yeah.
Broncos?
Yeah.
I want to hear your reason for this one, too. What tape do they have on who?
There's no new tape for this game.
Broncos defense is great.
But the
It's
Bengals suck.
It's good. Like the Broncos are a tough out. They're a hard out. And a lesser team, even though they did lose to Oakland. They did lose to the Raiders, which is kind of weird. But
here's what I want to know. The Bengals were minus 3-point favorites going into the game last week against the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
And this week, they're 5-point underdogs at home.
Weird, eh?
Against the Broncos. Yeah. Why, though?
Dalton.
You think Dalton is an 8-point swing against a team that's worse?
What else can you explain?
Starting quarterback is usually a touchdown swing, at least.
Or Hugh Jackson took his losing ways over there, and that's what
they bound to lose. But like a starting quarterback is usually a touchdown swing, and doesn't matter, and that makes sense based on that number, and I will take that number.
Why you think it's suspicious? You think it's suspicious?
No, I don't think it's suspicious. No. I'm just curious why it's such a huge swing.
Yeah.
Because I too like Denver in this game. I'm taking Denver, mark it down, lock it in. But 5 points seems like a high number to be on the road for a Denver team that's under 500.
Mm-hmm.
Are you not taking the points, Wells?
I'll get to that later.
Okay. All right. I'm also taking Broncos. Bears at Giants. Who do you got in this one?
Who do you got? You go first.
Who do I got? Bears.
We all got the Bears.
No, I got the Giants.
Oh,
I knew you got the Giants. I knew he was going to say that. I knew
love
it.
Confidence, but this is why you're in last place.
I want to know why you guys think the Bears are going to win.
Because the Bears are going to win.
The Giants aren't good.
Well,
guys, this is why people tune in to the team podcast for expert analysis.
How good?
They're going to win. They're better than them.
How good are the Bears against the run?
I actually don't know. Do you know?
I'm going to assume they're pretty good.
Yeah, because I saw Kerryon Johnson rip apart the Bears last week.
It's a good call.
And then he got hurt. And you don't think Saquon Barkley can tear through them?
I think all the Giants have is Saquon Barkley. And that's why I think the Bears
there's this guy.
They have this guy at wide receiver.
He's okay. He's pretty good.
Is he having a good year? No.
He's having
as
good as years he could probably have.
In the beginning of the year it wasn't that great, but now he's okay.
Also, who's quarterbacking for the Bears?
We don't know yet, but
yes, we do know.
Chase Daniel?
They already announced it. Chase Daniels will be the quarterback.
No, I don't know now.
I'm just looking at the Bears defense. I think it's just better.
Can you trust Chase Daniels back-to-back weeks to have a decent game? Because he played the best game of his career last week.
He's only played like 3 games.
I know, but I'm saying he played the best he's ever played. Can we expect him to repeat that this week?
The Giants they lost last week. They won the 2 weeks before that. But
the Giants should. I still think they should have won that game.
Where's the game?
It's in New York.
Switching my pick.
No, you can't.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. No, you can't do that.
No.
And before that, they lost like 5 in a row.
Yeah,
the Giants.
They're not good. But
that's 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, no, it's 3 weeks ago.
Things happen.
So I literally can't switch my pick right now?
No.
You can do whatever you want, man.
You want to switch it?
Yeah, man. I'm switching.
Just because they're at home?
Because they're at home and Chase Daniels back-to-back good weeks? No way. No way.
Oh, shoot. I just did that.
So you took Denver in the last game. That's a time zone game. And you still took Denver.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just throwing that whole...
He actually has to say time zone game for it to count as a time zone game.
Oh, you can't look and see where Denver is and then realize where they're playing and realize the time zone? So you're going against your theory with that pick?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure.
Well, my whole point of writing down the time zone games is to debunk his stupid theory because he doesn't do well in time zone games.
Well, Seattle last week.
You can write it as a time zone game, technically. But
you have to say
he did last week too. He's like doing the anti-time zone game now, where he's taking the team that's supposed to be 10 a.m. because he took Seattle last week.
Well, he's 1-3 in time zone games that he's actually declared.
Yes, but now he's switching it because he took Seattle last week and they won.
You and I both know this time zone game thing is stupid. You know that.
But I'm telling you, he's switching it
I
now
know.
from being the team that should lose to now the team that's
winning.
he's choosing them to
Yeah,
win.
I know.
So he did it again with them. Right?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyway,
I'm taking the Giants because
Saquon Barkley and
I just you know what, Chase Daniel. You think he's gonna have 2 good games in a row? I don't know, man.
That's why I switched.
That's not why you switched.
I just said that's why.
You
You
convinced
switched
him.
because they're at home.
And Chase Daniel can't
No,
have 2 good
you
games.
said.
Oh my god!
you did say home. You did say that. You did
You
say
said,
that.
yo, it's on. It's recorded.
I said both.
Anyway, whatever. Anyway, Vikings at Pats. Who do you got in this one, Wells?
Who do you got, Dwayne? Nash.
Pats. Pats.
Pats at home?
You will never take anyone but the Pats.
At home?
At home. The Pats are at home.
Damn.
Yeah, I take the Pats too.
Yeah. And
What are you chewing me out for taking the Pats though?
I am audibling this game.
Oh.
Wait, hang on. I'm not
wow.
done. I'm not done. You
Hold
can
on.
audible
I'm
that.
audibling this game already because I know what the last game is.
All right. Well, let me finish first, and then you can audible. Let me finish first, so everyone's on the Pats. Last game, Chargers at Steelers. Who you got in this one, Wills? Smythe. I'll go to you first. You want to pick Chargers, don't you? I already know what Wells is going to take.
Yeah,
I'm with
mark
Wells.
it down.
I can't go against the Steelers in this game.
I think the injuries are really. I going into this game before I was going to pick Chargers, but
Injury?
injury.
I mean, the Chargers haven't beaten any good teams. So it's really hard to
Their schedule's been pretty good, but the
It's been glorious until now. Now it's really hard. And this is the start of
Steelers did lose last week when they probably should have won. Did you hear?
Should they have won?
Did you hear Roethlisberger calling out? What was his name? Anyway, he called out one of the receivers saying that he should have caught the ball, and then oh jeez, I can't. Was it
Because it
Washington?
wasn't the last ball he threw. Broncos should have caught
the ball.
I apologize. I forget which receiver. It was on his because he does a weekly radio hit, and he called out one of the receivers. And then they asked him about his interception. He's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. My interceptions are going to be that's fine, whatever." Even though he leads the league in red zone interceptions.
That was a horrible throw. And you know what it was? Remember the last what was the week where he ran the ball in to win?
That was 2 weeks
before.
ago. Week 4.
It looked like the exact same play, except for he just threw it. It's not doing it.
Terrible play. I don't want to talk about it.
Anyway, you're audible in this game.
I'm
Sorry, you're
taking
audible.
the Steelers.
Yeah, you're taking the Steelers.
Here, I'm
No,
going to
don't.
audible something.
Yeah,
I
go
already
ahead.
know who you guys are going to take in this game. But you know me, the contrarian.
Yeah, go on.
The guy with the only balls on this set.
Whatever.
I am
Oh, sorry. He did pick the Giants to win the division, so
Yeah.
yes, he can say that.
Yeah.
Yes, he can say that.
Because you will always take the Patriots, no matter what. Who they play. They could be playing...
Most of the time, I do.
They could be playing, like, I don't know, the NFC All-Star.
Well, it's a safe bet, right? Anyway,
Exactly. Here, I'm calling audible because I have the upset of the week. Chiefs, Raiders. I'm taking the Raiders. I know you guys are going to take the Chiefs already. I know you are. But I'm taking the Raiders.
Why
That's
would
my
you-
audible.
why would you take the Raiders?
No, whatever. I'll take the Chiefs.
And they're at home.
The
And
Raiders
it-
are at home.
Yeah, the Raiders are at home, and it's minus 15 for the
Yeah.
Chiefs.
Points or just the game winner?
The game winner. That's what we're
Taking
doing
the
here.
winner.
You're taking the game winner.
All right, congrats, man. I'm taking the Chiefs.
We're all taking the Chiefs. Why?
He just wants another loss on his record.
So, are you guys locking it in? Why?
Yeah.
Andy Reid post Thanksgiving.
Oh, you think this is a thing? And I keep saying this is not going to be a thing this year.
Not this week.
find out.
Not this week. Come on, bro. That's ridiculous.
Wow.
This is why you're losing.
Check your
that's it.
phone at 7:30 on Sunday night.
Wow.
After
Wow.
this game's done.
This is why you're
when you
losing.
have soiled yourself. Soiled yourself wondering what happened.
So you're just going to tell me that this Andy Reid just gets dumped after Thanksgiving? This is what you're telling me. Andy Reid just gets stupid after Thanksgiving. It's not going to
Men
be a thing.
lie,
Andy Reid could
Women
stay
lie.
at home and they
men
will...
lie, women lie,
Oh my god.
but numbers don't lie.
I'm taking a spread cover.
They never have.
Wow.
They never have lied.
That was
Wow.
like a rock sign, Casey. Casey just threw up like the rock.
The diamonds.
Jay-Z sign.
Casey's my hype man.
He just threw up the diamond in the corner. This is why Wells is in last place. Ladies
All
and
right.
gents.
All right, give me your.
Because I'm the only one who takes chances.
No, that's a huge
chance.
chance. That's a huge chance.
Yeah, it's big.
All right, give me your pro line ticket here, Wells. Wait, Smythe. How do you do last week? This pro line ticket.
He has no idea.
I'm sorry, he lost, but you know,
No, how do you
Yeah.
do? Like,
he
did he?
lost.
Did I?
Did he?
Yeah, he lost.
Because I remember cashing out Monday morning.
He lost. I actually
You
don't.
have, sorry, I'm gonna fill in Casey because so.
No, you should.
You should.
That's what it is.
So Wells started doing this pro line ticket every week, so he's gonna make a pro line ticket for the people. And then Smythe chimes in. Oh, we should keep track of this. I'm like, are you trying to add on to my workload? I'm like,
Yeah, like, sorry, what?
are you trying to add on to my workload? I'm like, you keep track of this, Smythe. He's like, okay, I will. You know, like Smythe does. Last week, nope. Week before, nope. This week, nope.
You know what too? And I told myself I was gonna buy his pawn ticket every week so I can just like support, because I feel like Wells does make good picks. Did you win last week?
So the picks I gave out, I did not win on.
Thank you.
You just guessed that. You didn't know that.
I was calling them out, and you were like, "Hold on, speak slower so I can type them down."
I did type them down.
So where are they?
I deleted them.
Wait, what do you deleted them? Like they were taking up space on your hard drive.
I legit like this week was like, oh, I just don't need all this stuff, and I'm sorry. But
Okay,
you're
so
over
record
3.
these picks.
Thank you.
I'm 0 for 2.
Yep.
But if let's just say I were to hit this one, I would still be up on the season.
If you
So
hit, if you
if
hit
I hit
anything,
one,
you're up
yes, exactly,
for sure.
So keep track. It's just this is what happens with betting. Is it's not a 1 day thing. It's like over the season, if you have net gain.
well, all your tickets at least pay out $80 or more. So one hit throughout.
Well, it depends
all
on what you
16
bet.
Yeah,
Depends on what you
but
bet.
a $5 bet throughout the whole week would cover your whole year.
Well, a $5 bet and I hit one that's 100. If you hit that twice in the year, you're laughing.
If you hit that once in a year, you're good.
No.
Yeah, mathematically,
actually,
16 is 18.
you'd be up
yeah,
$5.
Exactly. So you're good. Anyway,
okay. So this week I'm taking the Ravens at plus 1.5. I think they win this game outright. So take the points while you can. It might go down come Sunday, but as of this recording right now, it's plus 1.5. Yeah, write this down so you can delete it. Apparently in a day or two.
I mean, it's not you're gonna win.
Dolphins minus 3.5 against the Bills. Like you're telling me the Bills are getting 3.5 points on the road? Like plus 3.5? No way, man. The Dolphins should win more than a field goal. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I don't care. I'm taking that.
Yeah, you're taking it. I disagree with you, but keep going.
Oh, you disagree? Okay, that's interesting.
Well, the Bills have one of the best defenses in the league, and if they have their offense
Yeah, they
figured
do.
out, they're going to be a decent football team. And I always touted the Bills' defense. The problem with them really is they couldn't figure out how to hold on to the football.
Well, how are they going to throw their offense? They're not.
That's what I'm saying. Is I think
not.
I'm going to take the Smythe approach here. I think the Dolphins score more points than the Bills do. So,
But do they score more points against a top defense? Can they score against
Yes.
a top defense?
Yeah, I think
That's
they
the
will.
question you have to ask
I
yourself.
think they will.
And then you have to also factor in that they're keeping the ball. Josh Allen's running the ball half the time, and then he's throwing 5-yard passes the other half the time. How much will the Dolphins have the ball?
I think it's going to be like a 20-14 game.
It's a good call.
Yeah, thank you. I got Houston minus 5.5 against the Browns. Like that seems like a low number to be playing against the Browns, who are 4-6. The Houston Texans are 8-3 in Houston. Seems like a low number to me.
Touchdown home game? Sounds
Yeah,
easy.
less than a touchdown against the Browns. That could be a 21-14 finish, and you'd still cover. So that's why I got that.
It's going to be like 55 to 42.
I got Seattle minus 10.5 against the. Sorry, now it's minus 10 against the 49ers. Nick Mullins had that one great week against the Raiders, and that's about it. He's looked pedestrian since. This is a Seahawks team that just went into Carolina and beat the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
They're fighting for that last playoff spot. So in the NFC. So I think this is definitely more than a touchdown and a field goal. And my last game, take the Steelers to come back at home against the Chargers, minus 3.5 points. I think they'll be pissed off from last week when they lost, when they should have won.
Are the Chargers heartbroken right now? They just lost their Melvin Gordon? Because he's not coming back.
He may come back, and they have guys.
I heard he wasn't coming back.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I
good,
heard
good.
it's a sprain, so we'll take this week by week with the Chargers. They still have a great defense. They still have, Phil Rivers is Phil Rivers. Like, he's pretty good. Don't discount Austin Eckler, the backup running back. He's like an Alvin Kamara type, like dual threat, receiving and running. So they still have their pieces. I just think even if they had Gordon, I would still take this.
That's big.
That's cool. All right, so that's Wells' pro line. Hopefully, the people win some money. Hopefully,
Now, $5 point spread gets you
$5 will get you $100.
What will $1 million get you?
$5 million.
20 times a million. 20 million.
20 million? All right, let's play with millions. Let's play with millions here.
Sure, yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's play with millions.
Because
So
all of us have
$5 million we're putting down this
The
game.
bet is a 20 times multiplier. So
No,
you can put $1 down.
no, we're dropping $1 million on this one.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, we're dropping $1 million on this one. So
tomorrow morning I'm going to post a picture on Instagram of me buying this exact ticket because I'll be honest with you guys, I have faith in this ticket minus the Dolphins, but I'm going to take it because Wells said to take it. So,
do you play this yourself?
Yes.
Yeah, you play yourself? Okay, all right.
But the thing about
putting your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, no, totally, I do. And I did win a ticket last week. Same thing. It was a multiplier of 5, but it included the Grey Cup game. And this is why my picks this is a detriment to myself.
don't say it.
The straight up pick, I don't like that sort of thing that we do. I don't.
Well,
like
it's
that.
so everyone else can follow.
I know
along.
because
it's
if
so
you look
everyone
at
else
my
can
picks
follow.
last week against the spread, I would have
Yeah.
aced it.
Yeah.
And I think that's, I don't know, I'm just always a spread player.
Yeah.
I feel like you're making excuses right now.
No, I know what we're doing here. I get it. I'm just telling you. I had a couple of picks last week that worked out against the spread. And
Well, you can say it if you make your picks. If you were
it
making
was not.
picks,
It was not the card that I displayed.
Yeah, that's fine.
On this show, so
That's fine. Anyway, all right. So we'll keep track of that. All right. So let's moving on. We got some Wells woke.
Yo, what's up?
We got some Wells woke.
What's going on? It's been a while.
Handing over the mic again to even though you're holding on to
Hand the
it.
mic back.
Were you guys sick of me?
Keeping the mic where it was.
So I got a Wells woke this week. That's kind of a shot on my favorite team in the world.
Steelers, Blue Jays.
Jays.
Yes, that is his ultimate team right there. The Blue Jays.
So my gripe is I'm starting to get old. I'm starting to turn into curmudgeon. Everyone grabs their phones and they start not paying attention to me. I get it. It's fine.
I'm listening to your curmudgeon.
I'm starting to get worried that I am too much of a fan of this team.
You are.
And so what really ticked me off last week was when the Yankees
Grinds my gears.
No, listen.
What grinds my gears?
What ticked me off last week was the Yankees trading for James Paxton. And I let this settle for a bit. And I was like, I'm sick of this, man.
Okay, go on.
I'm sick of seeing the same teams all the time try to get better. Right? Like the Yankees, they'll suck for a half year. And
Well, they sucked a little bit longer than that.
I'm just saying,
Anyway.
they sucked for a half. No, like literally in the last 5 years, they've sucked for a half year, and things were crazy in New York. The Red Sox sucked for 2. They've won 4 World Series in the last 14 years. Like, so they sucked for maybe 1 or 2 of those years.
Well, they had this huge drought. They had this huge drought before that, but
no, but I mean, like, I'm talking about recent.
Okay.
Like, the Jays sucked for so long after they won the World Series back to back.
20 years.
93.
20 years.
22 years, to be exact.
Yep.
And they won 2 years in a row. Sorry, they made it to the playoffs 2 years in a row. And we're satisfied with that. To reboot again. Meanwhile...
okay, go on.
No, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Go on.
We're rebooting after 2 ALCSs. And it's like, we're settling for that because, okay, we made it this far. Think about how, in Casey even brought it up. He's like, I didn't watch no Jays games until they made it to the ALCS. no, and that's fair. So he's saying, I don't watch no Jays games until they make the ALCS. And then, they do for 2 years. And now we're resetting.
Yeah.
But then you look at teams like Boston, Yankees, Dodgers, and they're always trying to find ways to get good and do better. The Yankees, tied to Bryce Harper, tied to Manny Machado. The Dodgers, same thing. We're going to try and get, all these star players. It's always the same teams. And I'm sitting back here looking at the Jays oh, yeah, I hope we get someone. Let's get some middling guy off the 40, DFA'd player named Oliver Drake. And it's, big news. I don't know, man. I'm starting to get pissed off. And so I'm saying, am I too loyal? Is this a bad thing? Or should I just keep, giving my money to the Jays, supporting them that I've always done for the last 30 years? That was a nice Kawhi play there right there. Am I yeah.
No, go on.
We're just talking
I
about
wish you guys would ban your phones from this.
we're talking about baseball right now. It's
We're
baseball.
talking about baseball. Something just happened, so whatever. Anyway,
So
go
What
on.
happened?
The
The Jays signed Bryce
No.
Harper. What happened?
Here's what I'm going to say to you. I've been telling you guys. I've been telling you guys.
No, that's fine. Mets Mariners, that's fine.
I've been telling you guys for a long time that what I want in sports is every GM to try to put the best team on the field that they possibly can.
That's not feasible, though.
And I like teams that make that effort. And that's what I always said.
Yeah.
Right?
I always bash you guys for it.
Yeah.
But now I'm starting to hang around with you guys too much to be like...
Maybe you're starting to see the light in that. Because here's the thing. The Jays right now, they're trying to build for 4 years down the line. But you want us to go to 10 to 15 games for the next 3 or 4 years and support them while they tank to make sure they have the right pieces in place to make a run for 2 or 3 years. Because the Jays made the playoffs for 2 years while the Yankees and Red Sox were rebuilding. And that's, be honest with that. And the second
even the
year
one year that, like, the Yankees still made it to the playoffs that 1 year. They just weren't the best team.
Their rebuild happened very fast, right? But that was the times the Jays were good. When those teams are striking, are we going to spend the next 10 years rebuilding again for a 2-year ALCS run? Is that what we're going to wait for? Because the Yankees and the Red Sox will be good for the foreseeable future right now. And we don't look like we want to even compete. And that is the problem with Major League Sports, especially in baseball where it happens the absolute most.
Okay, what do you want them to do, though?
Try.
Are they trying right now?
No. They're accepting they're not making
okay, what would you do right now as a GM? What would you do?
If I was them,
Yeah.
you make your team as good as you can.
How? This is like, I love how fans say this, but it's not feasible. You can't
No.
do that. And
Why is it not feasible for the Jays, but it's feasible for the
Why can't
Yankees,
you-
the Red Sox, the Dodgers every year?
Because
The teams that want to win, want to win. Because
Yan-
they know their fan base will get mad if they don't.
the Yankees.
Whereas here in Toronto, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I know you keep trying to say something that I won't care about, but no, but like, I'm just kidding. But like, it's like we in Toronto are so used to losing that like it seems like the current regime is like, well, they could take another 4 years of losing,
this regime won't last long.
just so like another. It might depends
No,
what
it won't.
happens.
It won't.
But,
I
like,
guarantee within 3
it
years.
seems
they're
like they can lose for a couple more years because the Toronto fan base is so used to doing it that they'll have 2 good years to succeed or give a good go at it. But like, why you have enough prospects to make a deal and get someone?
That's what I was gonna say. We have right now Vladdy Jr., Bo Bichette. Who else do we have? Name 3 more prospects we have.
I could
Name
spend
3.
a whole podcast on it.
Just name 3. Just name 3.
Okay, you said
Vladdy,
Bo
Bichette.
Bichette,
Those are the
Nate
2.
Pearson,
Yep.
Kevin Biggio.
Yep.
So you want to get rid of those guys?
Yankees trade those guys for a star.
No, they don't.
No, they
man.
don't. No, they
because
don't. No, they
the
don't.
half a year that they sucked, they traded Roldis Chapman for Gleyber Torres,
Yeah.
who was number 3 in the All-Star, the Rookie of the Year voting. Right? They traded Andrew Miller to the Indians for Clint Frazier, who's like a top prospect.
And
They knew when they stunk for that half year that they could go trade people and get pieces.
But they had guys in their system.
They did, and they have a great system. But they also got more players out of their system from it.
All I'm
But
saying
anyway,
is,
but the Jays did do that, though.
You know what else
Smythe.
they did?
They did do that. They did trade out those guys out of their system. Not these current guys, but before when they got
Name
that
me
team.
one top prospect
No.
that they trade because it's been 3 years.
Yeah, I'm saying that's when they did it to get that team that went to the ALCS.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what happened?
They went to the
They
ALCS.
won games.
But do you want them to do that now? So you guys are saying that right now. You want them to do that right now?
But like, what's the point? Like, why are you just like sitting on these prospects who may turn out good
And they're not all going to
when
hit.
you could go trade them for people you know are good?
that's all I'm saying is that the Yankees do that. The Yankees will give up.
Anyone
their
who
feet.
wants to win will do that.
That's right. And
Hang on.
the Jays look like they're just holding on to all their cards, hoping they have 7 All-Stars.
Well, like I said, this regime is going to last 3 years. But what baseball does now is you keep your guys, you wait for them to see who flourishes.
You got 6 years.
You wait to see who flourishes, and when you're sure they flourish, that's when you trade the guys to get better. Just like the Cubs did. Just like Kansas City did. Then
Kansas City was an anomaly. They had
yeah, but they traded guys. Yeah, they traded guys out of the system to shore up what they had, right?
they traded like no names for rentals like
Yeah,
Ben Zobrist
and that's what you do. That's what you do in baseball.
Pieces, but most of their guys that team was from their system, like Hosmer, Moustakas, Kane. Not really. I mean, he was never really a star in Milwaukee when they got him,
But that's what they do.
You should have your untradables, right? Vladdy and Bo Bichette, untradeable.
I'd trade Bo Bichette.
I trade Bo Bichette too.
If I could get a stud, I trade Bo Bichette in a second.
Well, I think you can build on those guys and everything else because you got 6 or 7 guys. I believe, I don't know what the names are, but we brought some guys up last year that were promising. And you got some guys, you got 6 or 7 guys, and you can move 4 or 5 of them to put in 3 decent players.
That's what I'm saying.
To put alongside those young guys. But
hang around you guys too much.
I just don't think it's feasible. I like what the Jays are doing because you have to step back to get better. You do. It's not like if you always are trying to hit in trades and free agents and stuff like that, you end up like New York Knicks. That's what you end up like being. So it's what do you want? Like, do you like what the New York Knicks do? I can't think of an example in baseball. You're gonna have to help me. You're gonna have to help me out on that one. But or do you want to try and maybe step back and maybe you'll end up like the Golden State Warriors? I don't know.
yeah, you throw away 4 or 5 seasons in the mix, maybe make the playoffs for 2 years. Like I don't know. I just like teams trying to be good.
If you're bad for 20 years at a time,
yeah,
that's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah.
That's not good.
if you're
But
bad
you
for
should
6,
be.
then it's okay.
You should be in the mix within 6. Like the Yankees, Red Sox, who else? Lakers. Name me your other. Cubs been bad for a long time.
I want to say Astros, but I can't. 'Cause
No,
they were
Cubs were bad for a long time, so that's not a good example. Only recently they've been good. I'm just saying those franchises, yeah, they're only down for a couple years at a time, right? And then they come back. What are you eating your head for? You want to share one?
Wells is not doing good today. in this gambling. All right, what's next?
I'm just looking at this deal that you guys flashed in front of my face, and I know it's the Mets. I don't know why the Mets are doing this, but there's a proposed trade that apparently is going to happen tomorrow, where Robinson Cano and Edwin Diaz go to the Mets for Jay Bruce, Anthony Swarzak, and 2 prospects.
How old is Cano?
I don't know.
32.
No, he's like
He's old.
34.
Yeah, he's older than that. But he's out. But I think he's like signed to
I don't
like
understand this
42
deal.
or something like
I don't know
that.
why the Mets are doing this. They were talking about trading Noah Syndergaard earlier this week, and now they're getting like, competitive pieces. Anyways, sorry. I know I just hijacked this with
No, that's fine.
passion.
I know. Well, you like the Jays. You like the Blue Jays.
But I'm getting pissed.
Yeah, you like the Blue Jays. This is his team. Who's your team though?
At
Smythe?
least you're learning, bro. At least you're learning.
You don't have
His
one.
team is his.
No, you don't have one. No,
NHL,
team. Your team that you're
my
like
team.
I live and die for. You don't have
my
one.
Fortnite.
No, I'm a diehard Eagles guy.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. Get out of here.
I'm a
Get out of
diehard
here.
Eagles
Wait,
guy.
hold on. How many Eagles games have you been to?
2. And when I was
That's
young,
2 more than I thought
it's,
you would.
it's when I was young. I mean, the last 10 years, 0. But whatever. I'm an Eagles supporter until the end. What do you want me to say? That's it, really. Other than that, I'm like Raptors.
This is the only team that the Eagles is probably, as far as I know you've consistently liked.
Yeah.
That is the only team you've consistently
I
liked.
have a loyalty. And the fact that they won last year kind of ruins it for me.
Casey, I would think is the Raptors. I think I'm pretty sure I'll be safe with the Raptors. And Casey's
You
nodding
still
here.
watch the Raptors play like our high school basketball, and you'll hope they win. That's Casey.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, we're just gonna do a little rapid fire just around the horn as far as sports is concerned. Grey Cup. Anybody watch it? Playing that sheet of ice that are.
I watched a combined 5 minutes.
It wasn't a good game, was it?
I watched the last quarter, I think.
Who's in charge of that field? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Who the hell's in charge of that
They
field?
want to play it on ice. That's the Canadian way.
Oh my god, it was so bad. Did you see how many guys were slipping?
They
and
want
stuff
to
like
play
that?
it on ice. That's what they want to do.
So Stampeders finally won. Like I said, it was an okay game. Did you? So yeah, good. That's good Canadian boys. Yeah, good for them, man. It's good Canadian boys. That's probably the only CFL game
Next
we spoke
topic.
about. Next topic. Tiger Woods and Phil. Did you guys watch any of that?
I can't believe we're talking about this.
You know what, man? Like, here's the thing.
So the streaming thing messed up. So you could watch it. You could have watched it for free. Yeah, you could have watched it for free.
They ended up doing it for free because
Their pay per view
missed-
thing messed up.
Yeah.
So they had to put it up for free.
for nostalgia, it was nice. I saw a bit of it on the replay. It was not the best golf.
No, it was not.
It was not the best golf at all. The trash talk was weird and forced. The side bets were awkward and a lot of money that no one really got a hold of.
Was it even their money? It wasn't their money.
I don't think so. But Mickelson ended up winning $400,000 for charity in the side bet.
Wait. Did he actually say he was going to do it for charity?
No, he has to go to charity. So that's all.
No,
The
it doesn't.
PGA
No, it doesn't.
stepped in and said it's going to change.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, like, if Tiger won, it's going to charity. If Phil won, I'm pretty sure he's going to put that in his pocket and go to Vegas with it.
Phil his nose, and they played in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phil said he's would get one over Tiger.
I don't understand what people wanted out of this. Like, do you think they were going to started swearing and stuff
It
like
was
that?
for
Like,
the
they're not.
last 20 years, and it was.
Oh, it was 10 years too late.
They wanted Michael Jordan versus Charles Barkley playing a round of golf, and they just got two
They got
guys.
Charles Barkley. Just
Right?
not the way they wanted.
Yeah,
And Samuel Jackson was there.
they wanted guys, betting $100,000 on the next shot. They didn't get that, but they did get people that we grew up watching playing a round of golf.
I didn't grow up watching these guys.
You didn't grow up watching Phil and Tiger?
I didn't grow up watching these
I
guys.
didn't grow up watching him.
you watch?
We watched him.
I was like a 20-year-old when
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
like decent.
If I say growing up watching, it was like
I didn't
Arnold
have any
Palmer.
Tiger bobbleheads.
The
in my
years I
house.
cared about golf, I watched
Okay.
Phil and Tiger.
That's
Sure.
right.
Say
So
it
they
like
did
that.
this like 15 years too late.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, well,
The only good thing that I saw out of this was one of my local bars who bought the pay-per-view and were
Got it
like
free?
and were full to the brim at their bar is they showed all the people who were there and everyone was betting on every hole.
Oh,
That's
I
the
was
only thing
I
that
was gonna
good
say.
out of it.
There was a lot of betting going on during that thing
That's
too.
the only reason to watch it.
I think it was fun. What do you want? What do you want?
What
What do you want from
I
Would
don't
you
know,
watch me and Nash go golf for
Nope.
5 hours? Would you
Nope.
find that fun?
Are you Phil and Tiger? No, you're not.
What does it mean? What does it matter? Like what? Like
It doesn't matter to you.
What,
but it
what,
matters
what
to
do you
golf
care about Phil
fans.
Mickelson that he's done so recently?
A
Nothing.
lot of golf fans
Besides
didn't
grow
like it.
bigger boobs.
Phil was great.
Was he?
Yeah, Phil was great. He was no Tiger, but he was great.
All right, moving on from this topic. It's boring, whatever. So we're at the quarter pole of the NHL.
He said pool.
I don't know what that means. So we're at the quarter pole of the NHL season. So I just wanted to ask you guys, as far as the standings are concerned, is there any pretenders in there?
Buffalo Sabres.
Buffalo Sabres.
Let's make a bet.
What?
Ooh,
Make it interesting.
Yeah. Let's make a bet. And you can...
because I would disagree with that. I would disagree with the
You can
Sabres.
jot this down. I guarantee the Sabres will make the playoffs this year. Like I predicted.
You did.
I don't know if that's as a wild card
No.
or as a top three.
You just
I
said
said
playoffs.
as-
Made
made the
playoffs.
playoffs.
Made the playoffs.
Well, then, like,
Now Boston is hurt. Boston is hurt. So
Boston's only-
I think they will surge back.
Boston's
But
only one line, really, so it's whatever.
Ender D. Char's hurt too as well too. So
And McAvoy's hurt.
yep.
But Rask hasn't looked good. How long can Halak stay good? I don't know, man. Like... Buffalo is their time, man.
So you think Buffalo's a pretender, eh?
Yeah.
You got any pretenders in the playoff picture right now? We got
Toronto Maple... No, I'm kidding.
we got in the West. In the West, we got Nashville, Colorado, Minnesota, Calgary, San Jose, Anaheim, Dallas,
Well, the Pacific
Winnipeg.
Division's like already set. It's done. But Vegas is starting to creep. They're starting
Vegas
to do
will come back, I think.
They destroyed
Yeah.
the Blackhawks yesterday.
What is the Blackhawks? It is the Blackhawks, though.
But-
Yeah.
Like, come on.
What happened to Vegas? I don't know. Like,
What do you mean? They just won big yesterday.
No,
They've been doing well lately.
well, on the year
Vegas started slow because they had new pieces.
because
and
they look slow.
they've changed. I think they're. I'm not saying they're back to what they were last year because last year was an abnormality, but I think they're back to being a solid team, and we'll see in the standings in the next 20, 30 games they'll be back in the playoffs where they belong.
Where they belong for many a year.
Yeah,
Where
for as long as we've known them,
the staple in
they've
the
been a
playoffs.
fantastic playoff. But I think
Well, I mean, that is an accurate statement.
Yeah.
For as long as we've known them.
Montreal's not really Carolina. Is that a Carolina? Montreal
No, Carolina
Islanders.
doesn't have the goaltending. It's like McElhinney is really going to be your starter. Like he's playing well, but like
he is playing well.
he's not going to be their starter. He's not going to last.
Think Pittsburgh.
Montreal is like I'm sorry, dude, but
You don't have to apologize to me. I know what they were.
It's
I know what they
fun.
were. You don't have to apologize to me. You don't have to apologize to me. I knew what they were. I knew what they were. I
it
don't
was
think.
fun though. It was a good month.
Yeah, I don't think Pittsburgh's going to stay out of the playoffs.
I do.
Sidney Crosby.
Really, eh?
Is Sidney Crosby playing? Because they're done if he's not.
Well, Crosby had a hat trick last night. Was it?
Yeah, against Colorado.
Yeah, even though they got robbed in that game though. But whatever. So you're going to say something, Smythe? No? You look like you was going to say something. But anyway,
Really?
I think Pittsburgh is still going to make it. Carolina, I don't think they're going to stay in there too long. I think that's about it, really. Vancouver, Edmonton, no way.
You know what? Hitchcock has them playing some good hockey.
They 1-0 win the other night. That's some good hockey.
They won. Who cares?
They won.
They haven't sucked since he started. All I'm saying is that they look better than they did before.
You know what's fascinating about Hitchcock? And I was going to bring this up. So apparently, The reason the Dallas Stars fired him is because all the young guys didn't respect him because they just thought he was an old guy. Apparently that's why.
Oh yeah.
Paul Bear.
I thought it was Paul Bear.
I think the Hitchcock thing is a 1 year thing. I don't think he's gonna be there soon. So, and I think the players know that. So why would they play for him? Why would they play for him? I don't know why Edmonton did this. I have no idea Edmonton. Why? Young guys don't. He doesn't relate to younger players, and he's only there for a year. So why bring him in?
Relate to younger coaches.
So why bring him in? Why bring him in? What other questions do I got here? So I don't know if you guys saw that Popovich kind of took a shot at
He took a shot at him.
at Kawhi Leonard, saying he wasn't a leader.
That's
What are we,
aggressive.
first take here?
What does Popovich ever say about anybody ever?
That is true.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, why do you guys care so much about
The
this
fact
stuff?
he made a point to come out and take a shot.
Well, is it true or
Because
not?
he's
Is it,
sour, man.
yeah, he's sour. But is it true or
Their team
not?
stinks.
Well,
They
hey.
lost their best player.
Well, hey, all I'm saying is he took a shot. You're
wasn't
telling me why.
necessarily a shot at Kawhi Leonard.
Was
It's
it?
more of a shot at, like, what are we doing right now? We just got, like, we're out of the playoff picture. We lost our best player. I got Jakob Pertl roaming around my sidelines. like, yeah, I'd be pissed
He's
too.
not playing well at all.
No. He played well when he was here. I don't
He
care.
led the
if
team in
he's
scoring
or not.
last game.
Well, anyway, was the statement true or not? Do you think Kawhi's...
No, man.
No.
I just think he's sour.
Yeah, I think he's sour. Well, here's a question I have for you guys. Are the Raptors good enough?
Are they what?
Are they good enough?
To be in the finals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they this team? Are they the best team
This
in
is
in
the
league?
best team in the Eastern Conference.
No, in the league, dude. In the
I don't
league.
know if they're currently the best record in the league. I
But
don't know if
they've
they're the
had a
best team in the
pretty
league.
easy
Yes, they have. They have pretty easy.
they're
But you know
currently-
what?
Now, next 10 games are going to
You
be
know
a
what?
test.
They could have folded against Memphis on Tuesday.
No.
What they
They
do?
didn't.
And they
Came
showed
back.
how good they were. This is a good basketball team.
The Dwayne Casey-led Raptors
Lost
would have
that game.
folded against the Memphis Grizzlies.
And I will
The
arguably
Nick Nurse
say
and Kawhi Leonard-led Raptors came back and they won.
if
Okay. Is Nick Nurse that much different than Dwayne Casey?
Yes.
Or he just got
Yes.
Kawhi Leonard?
No.
And Danny Green?
no, this rotation has changed tenfold since
How?
Nick Nurse taken. What?
How? Except for Ibaka and Valanciunas?
Ibaka-
What do you mean accept? Like, that's a big
Ibaka
part.
and Valanciunas not playing and Siakam starting every single game is a massive change.
Yeah.
That's not something that
Well, they're starting Siakam out of necessity. And I do like Siakam.
are
I'm
they
not-
a
I'm not-
necessity
It's
because
not
he started last
you
year.
can easily start Ibaka and Valanciunas like you did last year. You still win most of these games you've won now. I'm not saying it's better.
You're not starting OG because Kawhi's there.
Yeah, but you're not starting OG Swizer.
But you could have swapped Siakam with OG. Like,
Not
couldn't
the
you?
four. Not the four.
Well, come
Anyway.
on, man. What's the difference? Really, what's the difference?
Height and skill wise? Like,
How
obviously
much- how
Siakam's
much
going to get
bigger
rebounds.
is Siakam?
No, it's obviously going to get more rebounds.
No, but the biggest change here is that the two had at center. Ibaka and Valanciunas
No, I know.
not playing a
That-
minute
that I
together
agree.
on the
I agree.
floor. That is a Nick Nurse thing. It's a massive change. Both players are playing well.
Hmm?
You're not seeing one guy fade away because of it, right? That's a huge change.
Casey's here.
Casey wants some of this hot sauce.
You know, Casey, what do you think?
Casey wants some of this hot sauce. Is it that much of a difference between Casey and Nurse?
Well, I've never been a Dwayne Casey fan. I don't like calling him Casey just for obvious reasons,
Disgusting.
right? But
Yeah, screw that guy, man.
I do believe that Dwayne Casey was the Mark Jackson of the Toronto Raptors, right? I think he did a lot for the team, but he couldn't take them over the hump. For me, I think what Smythe and Wells are saying about the Ibaka and Valanciunas makes a lot of sense.
Which is valid.
Right? But to me, one of the biggest things was during that Memphis game that Wells was talking about, Nick Nurse made an adjustment
Which was?
going to zone defense.
Yeah.
Name me the last game you saw Dwayne Casey make an adjustment that wasn't a reaction to what the other coach was doing.
You can make that argument. Okay.
Right? To me, that's... I'm a guest here today, but that is my 2 cents.
guest here today.
Well, I'll counter with you in the Celtic game. In the Celtic game that they lost, how many ISO plays, and me and Smythe were watching it together, how many ISO plays did they have Kawhi Leonard at the end of the game?
I think,
And that was a Dwayne Casey thing.
yes.
No, there's nothing wrong with ISO. Like, I'm watching this
But
game
he did
right
it
now.
for
and
a quarter and a half.
Kevin Durant is single-handedly bringing this team
That's
to
Kevin
Golden
Durant,
State back into the... Yeah, but Kawhi Leonard is a great player.
I understand.
Listen, every team does ISO plays.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving single-handedly won that game for them.
Now,
Right?
So wait, hang on. So his counter was to go ISO, was to go back to
And
ISO with him.
that's-
And the staple of this team is that they play as a team. My beef is because Dwayne Casey did it too, and I hated it. ISO at the end of the game. I hated it.
Here's what I think. I think they tried it. They lost 3 games in a row, and they decided that wasn't the thing to do. Because when Memphis happened, Kawhi Leonard touched the ball every single possession on the 6 threes the Raptors hit in that fourth quarter.
He touched the ball, but it wasn't ISO plays.
But he moved the ball every single time.
Which I like.
That's an adjustment they made because Kawhi Leonard taking the ball and trying to score in the clutch is not working. And I think the difference in this team is that Nick Nurse and Kawhi Leonard can sit down and say, hey, me giving you the ball, you doing whatever you want, let's have you distribute and let's get guys open shots. Kawhi Leonard says, okay, and now instead of losing that Memphis game, you win that Memphis game, and that's a team getting better.
I remember Charles Barkley said this. He says, at the end of games, the coach would give him the ball. But that doesn't necessarily mean I should score every time. That means do something with the ball. Either get someone involved or something like that. But you were going to say something, Casey?
Look, at the end of the day, what we're waiting for is playoff basketball.
For the most
right? And Dwayne Casey's biggest problem every year was in the playoffs. He was outcoached in every single series they played. I don't care if they won the series or not, right? They would have to go to 7 games to beat a Miami team,
to beat a Washington team.
To beat a Washington team. He got outcoached.
Yeah.
Basically, the talent was able to get them over that hump, right? It's too early, right? We'll see Nick Nurse in the playoffs, and then you'll be able to see, right? Steve Kerr was very similar. Mark Jackson couldn't take them over that hump. I believe Dwayne Casey's one of those coaches. He's a great regular season coach. He's a great development coach. But can he win you the trophy? I don't think he's that guy.
All right. Fair enough. Right now in the West. Oh, sorry. Did you want to say anything on this one, Wells? Okay. In the West, in the NBA, it's crazy because right now the Clippers are on top. Denver's in 3rd. Portland, Memphis are in there. Lakers, Dallas has holding the last spot, and teams that are everyone kind of penciled in there was supposed to be New Orleans, Minnesota.
Really, people are penciling those teams.
Yeah. Houston was supposed to be on top. Utah is another one. Crazy right now. Is it real? Is it fake?
Golden State's not at the top. The West is messed up. Let's be honest.
Well, a lot of the players have been hurt, so that's. But Clippers at the top.
Here's the thing: the Clippers healthy are a good basketball team. The problem is last year they weren't healthy at all, and that changes things.
I can't even name their starting lineup.
Name me one player in the starting lineup. Don't look at your phone.
I'm not looking.
Name me one player on the starting
Danilo
lineup.
Gallinari.
He's not really playing. He's still hurt.
No, he's not. He's playing. He's playing right now.
He is actually playing right now. Yes.
That's my favorite line.
He's not.
That's my favorite line, Casey. Don't look at your phone because these guys, I swear, are just like staying at their phone.
James Harden's guy in the background. I don't know his name. It's the only guy I was looking.
No. That's the whole point of this.
No. But he's a very solid player. Avery Bradley, very solid player.
Listen, I'm not
this
saying
is a solid basketball. Lou
players
Williams
on
off the bench. This is a solid basketball team that can put up a lot of points.
To be a number 1 team in the West, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're
but they're number one in the
horrible
West
basketball
today.
team.
They're not number 1 in the West.
That's what we're saying.
All I'm saying is that this team is good enough to be in this conversation. 14-6 is not an off-kilter start for this team.
They are good enough to be in the Western Conference playoffs. They are not good enough to be the best team in the West.
14-6 is a decent record for this Clippers team. Other teams just aren't playing that good. It's not that their record is overhyped. Their record is fine. Other teams just should be better. Houston should be a better team. Golden State should be a better team.
Should they be a better team?
They should be a better team.
They don't have any defenders. They lost a reason,
but the Houston we know is a better team than what we.
They don't really have a bench. So Gallinari is playing 31 minutes a game. You got Tobias Harris. You know what I think the key to this Clippers team is? A lot of guys playing for contracts and a lot of young guys. So all these guys are hungry. I think that NBA teams don't take advantage of that enough. They should bring in guys who are actually playing for contracts because in that contract year, that's when these guys want to play and stuff like that.
2-point game, guys.
Right now we're watching the Raptors game. We're just getting kind of hyped. So
kind of wrap this up.
Yeah. Gonna try and speed this up. Sacramento's basically falling down to earth. New Orleans, Utah, your team. Will they make the playoffs though? Will the Clippers make the playoffs still?
Yes.
They can still make playoffs. Yeah, they can still make playoffs.
I won't say they will, but they can.
I don't think Utah's gonna make playoffs. Well,
I know, guys. but
you know
they just traded for Kyle Korver.
They trade for Kyle Korver.
And you know what Kyle Korver does?
Makes shots.
Takes teams to the playoffs. The Hawks, the Cavs, and now the Utah Jazz.
You know, it's
Kind of rhymed. I'm not gonna.
Mitchell's kind of hit, if you believe in it, the sophomore slump because he can't score.
It's a real thing.
Another thing is Rudy Gobert. He's not the same. He's not the same defensive player. I don't know what happened to him. This might be
They're shooting the ball further from the basket.
This might be a Roy Hibbert thing. Where
one of 3 shots in the league are from 3-point range, where you can't affect them. That's just the difference.
it might be. You know, you might be right. You might be right because teams are like, we can't score against Rudy Gobert at the basket, so let's start taking shots.
Jack up trade.
This might be another Roy Hibbert thing where the league changed under a guy's foot because this guy was one of the best defensive players in the league, and now it seems like people are figuring him out. I don't know. Anything else you guys want to touch on in the NBA? Any other teams? Denver's winning.
Denver's great.
Denver's great. Portland, I don't. Portland, I don't really believe in it. You want to talk about LeBron, Wills?
No, I'm good.
All
Let's talk about the Bucks.
What about
this podcast? I think it's over, man.
They're not who we thought they were.
The Bucks?
They'll be fine.
The second best team in the East.
They'll be fine, guys.
They have 7 losses.
Let them know where we can find us.
Giannis is scoring anyway. The Bucks aren't who we thought they were. Anyway, let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up.
I don't like them.
Let's wrap it up. Wells wants to go.
All right.
Tell people where they can find us.
I was going to say. So, guys, you can find the Team Podcast on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts, which is another great place. Also, our favorite social media sites: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr.
You can find me on Instagram, Viewpin52.
And on the other podcast.
And on the
other podcast.
The Horseplay podcast. Horseplay_podcast on Instagram. And just search the Horseplay podcast on iTunes. And that's where I am.
And of course, you can find all this sweet, sweet goodness on the Park Daily, theparkdaily.com. Please go to that. It helps us out a whole lot. And rate us and review us on iTunes. And can you rate and review on Spotify?
Yep.
I don't know. Whatever. Rate and review us on all. And please reach out to us on social networks and whatnot. We've really been trying to ramp it up on the Instagram, so hopefully it's
I've never touched Instagram.
I'm not allowed to.
It's rules.
All right, that's it. Rules.
Yeah. Casey, where can we find you? Oh wait,
Casey, watching the Raptors game like we should.
Casey, shout out your social media. I forgot about Casey too. Yeah, shout out your social media and stuff.
I got WhatsApp.
You want to handle your phone number?
No.
All right.
And with that team class, Mike.
Nash Wells and Smythe host the Team Podcast. We love sports just like you.